So jet lag has kicked in and Keith can't sleep. And so he decided to get his project started in the middle of the dark. I can't see. Oh, there you are.
In the middle of the dark. So what is it, 2:30 in the morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot for that. So you can talk now, or we can like sleep like normal people, and you can tell me later. Whatever.
Well, you guys remember the water pump on this engine was leaking on the alternator, and it's causing the alternator to lock up. This is the alternator for the engine, and that water would drip right down in here, and the salt would solidify, dry out once we quit going, and it would cause that rotor, stator, not to turn. So here's the water pump. Now it's time to put the water pump on. The bracket that holds the alternator, the water pump, and everything on broke. And so I got a new one of those. And the problem with that is that that bracket also mounts to the engine mount. And so when I have to undo the engine mount on one side, on one quarter, to get this off, it's a nightmare is what it is.
Is that the alternator you brought all the way with us, or
Yep.
the one you shipped?
No, I brought an alternator. The things I shipped were compressor parts for the refrigerators.
Oh, because they had oil in them.
They had oil in them, and you can't take those on passenger planes. Anything that has oil or fuel or anything got oil in it, they don't let you want to take it on a plane. Even though that's the way they shipped it over here, but it was anyway. Anyway, we're gonna get on this project. That's what we're gonna get on.
Back in November, the day before we left for the U.S., this happened. Something on fire? Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
What's going on? I don't know.
Give me a flashlight.
Smoky flashlight. Here.
Nah,
What happened?
belt came off.
Did it catch fire, or is it just...
Yeah, it just kind of. Yeah, I just got the new belt on there.
Phew, that stinks. Ah, that's what we need right before we leave, is fire.
Fire. It's just this alternator's been. I gotta get a new alternator because it's when that water pump was leaking on it, it just corroded the alternator, and I just need a new alternator. I'll bring them back with me from Montana.
I tell you a story about me and you, out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I'll be saved. They toss off the line, but I just let it float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. Float away, float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away.
So it's 8:30, we got to go back to sleep,
Finally.
So we're here at the marina, the crossroads. Keith has to fix that thing today so we can get the boat fired up and take off.
Yeah,
And go get some groceries. We have nothing in the house to eat.
that's right.
So we're stuck eating this, albeit delicious, yet expensive, resort food.
So that engine thing came off. I got all the bolts out. It came off pretty easy. Once I get that put together, then I can put the alternator back on, put the water pump back on, and put all the idler pulleys back on, and we'll be in good shape.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Although the breakfast is all you can eat, it's over $20 a person, plus resort fees and taxes. That's $154 just for breakfast. That's why we've got to get out of here and get some groceries.
All right, so I got all the bolts out. I'm trying to get this bracket off. So this is what the bracket looks like that broke. This top piece here And all these are connected to the engine mounts, these bolts here. And I got the bolts out. Now I got to try to get this whole piece out, and I got to get this piece back in. Okay. Okay. And there it is.
There you go.
And you can see where that top piece broke off. This is where the water pump mounts, which is bent over there. I got to take that other broken piece off. I got to take this off, put it on that. So this is mounted to the engine mount. So there's 4 engine mounts, one in each corner of this deal, the engine. And so what I got to do now.
Turn your headlamp off. It's
So what I got to do now is I got to fit the other piece in there and line the bolts up with the engine mount and the engine block. And this sits in between like a sandwich, like a piece of bologna. And then trying to do all that because this is a one-man job. It's hard to get 2 men in here. In here and there. So that it keeps this is the engine mount here. This is the piece we're replacing. So grab this and try to lean it back, push it back like that. We're getting close. Oh, let's see. Oh, we're so close. Okay.
Alright, I think it's been about 2 hours. But the guy's got it all fixed. He's putting one more belt on. And then everything should work.
Yeah, it's tight. Jump back out of this. I'll start the engine, or go start the engine. We're in good shape. Project 1 over.
You can do it!
So disappointing, mate.
It was only 6 miles to the anchorage in Hula Mali, which is a suburb right outside the densely populated capital city of Mali. And at an average of 6 knots, it took us only an hour to get there. Everyone agreed that it felt so good being back on the water, the sun on our face, the wind in our hair, and an exciting new season of cruising ahead. Alright, I'll text you. Going in town to get groceries.
We need to go to the Fantasy.
I thought you said that was somewhere else.
Do they have a Fantasy grocery store here, Market?
Fantasy.
Where's my phone?
Finding good grocery stores in a new place is not too difficult if you have Google Maps and a knowledgeable taxi driver, or if you know someone who's been there before.
So this is Red Wave.
This is Red Wave. Actually looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Produce is not bad.
It's not bad today.
Maybe,
It's that time of year.
yeah, maybe better shipments now.
We've got all kinds of good vegetables.
Here's some chicken. That looks pretty good. Good selection bread.
We got back to the Maldives about 3 days ago. And ever since then, me and Dad have been jet lagged really bad, so we've been waking up super early. It's 4 o'clock right now.
What I'm doing is 2 of the compressors are not working right on these fridges. That one's getting colder. It might just need Freon. But before I hire, I've got the new compressors here, but before I hire the company to come out and reinstall them because you got to solder them and you got to weld them, the lines together. I'm going to just try and replace the control box on one of them and see if that fixes the problem. So I'm taking a picture of the wires so I know which way they go. T. It seems to be working. It seems to be working.
So what's the verdict here?
I don't know. I think that maybe, I think it, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Because this has a cooling coil on the whole back wall of it, and only the top half is getting cold. So that's either a sign that there's not enough freon in here. It freezes up here, but it's not getting cold down here. So we'll just see what happens there.
All right, so this is, I think, day 3 of grocery shopping. We're still trying to find certain things that we have not located. And there's nowhere to tie a dinghy off at this jetty, so somebody has to take us and drive the dinghy back to the boat every time. All right, bye. I'll text you. So while we're waiting for the taxi, I'll talk about some of the foods we're looking for. Things like corn tortillas we eat a lot of, and I can't seem to find them anywhere. And I could try to make my own, but I don't know if I can find the right corn flour either to do that. Actually, we don't eat a lot of corn tortillas, we eat lots of chips with dips with like guacamole and pico de gallo. And I cannot find any tortilla chips here yet. There's no cows, so there's no fresh milk here. It's all boxed milk. What else are we trying to find? Yellow onions.
Refried beans.
Refried beans. Anyway, just things that you typically take for granted where you normally go, and you show up in a place like this where they only have certain things in season or certain things, and you can't find them. So, what do you think?
I think it's, I enjoy the search because I used to didn't like it when we first started cruising, but now I like it gives us something to do. It's adventure, trying to figure things out, trying to sort things out. And like when you first come to a new country, it's always an anxiety thing because you're trying to get your stuff. But once you've sorted out and you know what vendors to go to, you know what stores to go to,
Yep.
and stuff like that. And that's another great thing about, I'm not plugging for Predict Wind, but local knowledge, adding your, what stores you went to at this place, and it helps the cruising community out if you're able to source and get a lot of stuff there. And so we try to always update local knowledge with all the information we have for the cruising community because it just makes it easy.
True. There's our guy. Hello, homemade.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Oh,
Need to run by the bank up here.
The main one or
Well, the ATM, just the ATM's right there, Bank of Maldives.
Yeah.
So most places take credit card, but a lot of the markets, actually all the markets and the taxi guy obviously takes local cash only, rupiah. So your debit card works very well in places like this because there's ATMs everywhere. Rupiah. All right, we're gonna gonna try out the MU Express. See what they got. All right. Might have some stuff here. And if you've ever watched our travels before, you know we always bring our own bags when we go shopping. Not just because it's better for the environment, but also many countries charge you for the grocery bags. So this is the Red Wave where we came yesterday or 2 or 3 days ago.
Probably the best place in Hula
Like
Mali.
an appliance store downstairs and a grocery store upstairs. Jeff, there you go. Let's pay $80 for a jar of peanut butter.
What is that?
I don't know, it's 80 rupiah.
So what is that?
I'd have to look at my phone. It's like $8. Alright, so we found a few things here. Just some random things. We don't normally eat those, but we're getting low on breakfast options. Got some cheese. I'm going to try to make a pizza with that, because I don't have a pizza crust. So we'll see.
Make your own pizza crust.
Yeah, I can make my own. I just don't like all the kneading. I'm lazy. I'm kind of liking my new cold bag. We're debating whether to put that on our store on the lettering machine. I think we might do it. Okay, so I think we got enough stuff so that we can leave tomorrow and go to another island and have a few days where we don't need to buy anything. I think there's stores where we're going, so it's not gonna be a big deal, but we're gonna participate in the very first Maldives yacht rally. So that might be fun, I'm excited. There's not gonna be a lot of boats involved, but it's okay, it's their very first one and they're working hard to promote tourism here in the Maldives and cruising and yachties and all that, so it could be fun. It's 2 weeks of activities, going to island, 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 so we'll see. Here's our ride.
Why'd you get frosting?
Because there wasn't a lot of choices of food. So we might have to have cake for dinner tonight.
Hey, Finn, Jack.
Kate, Finn.
Please come back next Thursday as we finally leave the anchorage, put up the sails, and set off for someplace new and beautiful.